Thiago Silva, I already love you, but if you get Neymar to Chelsea Football Club, I will love you even more. I don't think it's even possible to quantify how much I would love. Thiago Silva basically just leaked a massive bit of information on Instagram, and we know he runs his own account. Number 2, Marlos Gustos back at Chelsea. Not good news, it's actually very bad news. And number 3, Potter's press conference was jam-packed with information. He speaks about Mount, about Aubameyang, he speaks about Raheem Sterling's return, and much, much more. Let's get into it. Let's break Welcome to the Kavkas View, and in today's video, we have got a jam-packed show. I've given you the rundown. You stay till this point. It means you're already interested and you're hooked for the video. So all I can ask you for receiving this wonderful content is 3 things. Number 1, hit that like button because we're aiming for 1,000. Number 2, in the comments below, we have not done this in a while. Just drop an emoji of a pineapple. Literally, either write pineapple or drop an emoji of a pineapple. And number 3, subscribe to the channel. If you're doing all that, you might as well. Now let's get on. Alright, so yesterday I released a video regarding Neymar and his possible transfer to Chelsea. A lot of you did not watch it. I don't know why. It was a great video. The retention on it is crazy. It's in the 60%. So that's phenomenal. The rest of you missed out. Go watch it. But all in all, Neymar's linked with Chelsea. There was a secret meeting. I gave you all the juicy gossip. And now Thiago Silva has taken it into his own hands to hit the like button on the reports coming out. Flicking through Instagram, I saw a tweet that went around after on Twitter that Thiago Silva liked the post linking Neymar to Chelsea. That Neymar's entourage met up with Todd Bowley, and more importantly, PSG's entourage met up with Bowley's entourage. This sounds amazing. This is great news. This means that the reports that came out are real. There's no fabrication here. Julien Laurent was right. ESPN was right. And that there are conversations being had. This by no means is saying the deal is going to happen, but it means that Thiago Silva is essentially confirming that he wants this to happen or this has happened. One of the two is a guaranteed confirmation. What do we know about Thiago Silva? We know he's a vocal leader in the dressing room, and in the past, under Thomas Tuchel, he was one of the people that would give ideas of players we should sign. For example, he wanted Lucas Paqueta to join us instead of West Ham. He openly spoke about this, and he was saying how he was talking to Thomas Tuchel about going to acquire a player. On top of that, Thiago Silva was campaigning to get Marquinhos in the summer to Chelsea. And the reason it didn't happen was because PSG didn't want to sell. So we know that Thiago Silva does not mind playing Agent Silva. So this is the information that's coming out. Whether this deal is going to happen, we're going to find out more the closer we get to the summer. Because we know PSG are trying to get rid at this moment in time. And Bowley wanted a superstar. That's why he wanted Ronaldo at the outset. Whether he will actually break the curtain and go and get a Neymar, Marlos Gustos is hurt. Listen, I haven't said the name Marlos Gustos in a while, but it looks like Marlos Gustos' season is set to be over. Marlos Gustos played for Lyon after he went back on loan for joining Chelsea for around 25 million euros. He goes back to Lyon, plays a couple games, and bang, he's injured now. Initially, it was not expected to be a big deal. They thought it was a minor injury, but now it's come out that it's going to be 8 to 10 weeks. 8 to 10 weeks will take him from February somewhere near to May. Yeah, it's going to take him near May. What does this mean? It means he ain't going to go back to Lyon and play any more games. He's had his farewell tour. He most probably played his last minutes for Lyon. He's going to be at Cobham recovering, and Chelsea are going to use their doctors to make sure that everything's fine and he's ready to go for pre-season. Whether this is good news or bad news, I have no clue, because I would have preferred for him to go and get the experience, but at the same time, getting him through the door early, getting to know the staff, getting to know the people before he actively gets on a pitch could be a good thing. It could not be as overwhelming when it comes to pre-season and having to impress people. So we just need to stay positive, ensure that the kid is positive, and make sure that we treat him the best way how. I don't know whether Lyon would have treated him the same way Chelsea are, because now that Chelsea own his rights and own the individual as an asset, we know we're going to be looking after this kid. Like 7 years of him at Chelsea Football Club, no chance are they going to be. Now we're on to Potter's press conference. Potter's press conference today was full of magnificent stories, right? Normally they're boring, the questions are stupid, and he usually just waffles on, but today he gave us some concrete answers. We're going to start with the team news because that's the most important thing against Southampton tomorrow. Raheem Sterling and Ben Chilwell look set to be in the squad tomorrow. Look, we know Ben played against Dortmund, and Ben had a decent game, right? He wasn't fantastic, but he had a decent game for an individual that started his first game in a while. And what was good today, that there was no re-aggravated injury. There was no issue, and Potter said he should be in the squad. So expect Cucurella to start, expect Ben to be on the bench, but it's a good sign for Ben in the long run to come back and give Cucurella the needed kick up the backside so that both of them can compete for the slot. Raheem Sterling, on the other hand, we need experience. We need know-how. We need guaranteed 12 to 15 goals in the league if you give him the minutes. Raheem Sterling does that. Give Raheem minutes, he gets you goals. It's as simple as that. We've seen this at Liverpool, we've seen this at Man City, and we were seeing this at Chelsea before he got injured and before Potter started playing him wing back. So, more importantly now, it's about getting Raheem Sterling. And Potter's saying he's in the squad. Potter speaks out about Aubameyang, and he says that Aubameyang's been training well, he's being positive around the dressing room, he's still in contention, and he just needs to work hard and get back in the team. Whatever happened, most probably is above Aubameyang's and Potter's head. I think there's a message from the top saying he can't be playing. Because if this was an issue between Potter and Aubameyang, Potter would not be so openly discussing it in such a positive light. And more importantly, Aubameyang would not be training with the first team. I think the board believe, the scouts believe, the recruitment team believes Aubameyang is surplus for requirement. Hence why he was left out of Champions League squad. And I think Potter at this moment in time is basically accepted the fact that Aubameyang is there as a stopgap just in case someone gets injured. What's going to happen if, God forbid, Kai Havertz gets injured in our Champions League run and we beat Dortmund? I don't know. Because at that moment in time, we need. Potter was asked about Mason Mount's future and he said he doesn't want to get involved. And you know what, big man? I do not blame you either. And Potter said he has zero interest in getting involved. He really hopes it gets resolved quickly. And this is between Mount and the club. What do we know about it? We don't know how much money Mount is asking for, but apparently Mount is asking for a fee that puts him up there with the top earners. As Cancella has said, Mount is starting to feel underappreciated in the squad and deems that he wants more reassurances and more favourable treatment from the board. He wants them to absolutely value him the way they valued him 12 months ago. This makes sense, right? The kid was put on a pedestal, whether he deserved it or not, by the old board, by the old guard, that he was worth X amount of money. Now all of a sudden, this new board's saying, you're not worth that. And we're not going to pay you the way we paid Reece James. We're not going to pay you the way we paid Wesley Fofana. We're not going to pay you the way we're paying other players that are coming into the club because we don't believe you're going to be integral to our plan. So this is going to get messy before it turns clean and absolutely sorts itself out. And Potter, in my opinion, is doing the right thing. He's staying out of it. I'm just a coach. I'm going to play you if you're available. If not, then that's your problem with the board because I don't hand out. And like I said earlier, he openly speaks about Marlos Gustos and he speaks about Andre Santos, and there's bad news regarding Andre Santos and there's bad news again. Talk about Marlos Gustos. So now let's start with Marlos Gustos. Like I said, he's in here. Potter said it's nice to meet him. It's nice to have him around training ground. And this is exactly what I was referring. The kid will be there. He'll be in Potter's mind. Potter will almost try to get him out on the pitch towards the end of the season, coaching out there, playing, training, and all of a sudden he builds up camaraderie. So when it comes to preseason, there's none of that awkwardness. There's none of that, oh my God, do I fit in? Do I belong? Who am I going to sit next to at lunchtime? What's going to happen? Guys, all of this is everyday problems that people have when they start new jobs. And for them, this is their job, this is their livelihood, this is what they do for a living. So at the end of the day, if they're a bit nervous, it makes sense. Andre Santos, on the other hand, kid didn't get his work permit. He did not get his work permit, and this is bad news. So this means that Potter said they have to go and find out different options for this kid. Something has to happen for him from now till the summer because he needs to play his football song. So apparently he's going to get a loan move to Brazil because he can't get a working visa to work in England. And at this moment in time, it's a little bit in limbo. The kid has not registered enough of points in the FIFA metrics for a criteria to warrant a working visa in the UK. And this just will not suffice at this moment in time. The tournament that he played in, it's not a FIFA registered tournament. It's a tournament that is essentially organized by a different governing body. And clubs don't have to let their players go. It's like some European clubs won't let them go. South American clubs tend to let them go. Reason being is because you let them go and it's a bigger audience, you attract better players, you test your players, and all of a sudden, big clubs come and pay big money for these players. Big clubs like Chelsea don't need to let him go. They did Santos a favour for letting him go. And FIFA and the UK government don't deem that tournament worthy enough to attribute points to the quota for the work visa limit. So at this moment in time, It doesn't sound like he's going to be coming. It looks like he's going to go on loan. I don't know how this works considering that the transfer window is closed. Like, is he even going to be allowed to play? Because he is technically a Chelsea player. I don't know that. This is what I found out at this moment in time. I'll do some research if you guys are interested and try to almost inform you guys. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts, and peace out. I'm out.